cars and high-speed electronics with you. But first I'd like to introduce three guests who also know a few things about high-speed cars. It's my honor to welcome the 011 and 012 Le Mans and current world endurance champions Marcel Fessler, André Lotterer and Benoit Trellouillet. Welcome to Las Vegas. Before I hand over to Wolfgang, we invite you to have a brief look on how fascinating racing is at Audi.
Technology of today and tomorrow. And as you know, electronics are meanwhile not only the building blocks of our most cutting-edge production cars. Electronics is one of the key technological criteria for success in motorsport as well. It's crucial in areas like real-time measurement, speedy and stable data transfer, a massive number of calculating operations within split seconds, and of course, precision engineering and teamwork as its best. Being a racer for most of my life, I wanted to bring a real race car to this consumer electronics show to demonstrate what we mean when we talk about very small dimensions, nanometers, bits and bytes, and speed. Make sure you come to the Audi stand and see our prototype race car and its fascinating technology. And don't miss the opportunity to speak to our world champions and better understand what happens in the cockpit with all these informations that need to be processed in the head of our race drivers and in the heads of our computers. High-speed cars have a lot in common with high-speed computers. I would even call our latest racing prototype a very fast mobile device. So let's kick off this press conference with our biggest racing success in 2012, the first Le Mans victory of a hybrid race car with its efficient brake energy recuperation system, the R18 e-tron Quattro. The 510 horsepower race car dominated its competitors at length. In other words, Audi wrote history in Le Mans. As you probably know, Le Mans in France is the world's most challenging 24-hour long-distance race. Once a year, Le Mans is the place where real champions meet, as they do in Las Vegas for electronics. In fact, Le Mans is the ultimate proving ground for car makers to verify technical innovation. Even more, motorsport is the ideal learning lab for future production cars. A successful racer always wants to be the first. The winner takes it all, and if you come in second, you are the first loser. By the way, this is one of my personal mantras in racing as well as in business. For those of you who wonder why a premium car maker comes all the way over from Germany to CES to talk about cars, I have a simple answer. What's true for racers is true for car makers as well. At Audi, we are driven by a clear vision, a driven focus on performance, a sophisticated measurement technique, a great deal of determination, and an unbeatable spirit to win. We firmly believe that electronics are the key drivers of our present and future innovation strategy. Automobiles have a long history of being innovative, and they have a great opportunity to keep up the great spirit of innovation once they fully leverage the almost unlimited opportunities of electronics. It's our passion to create emotional, efficient, and technologically leading automobiles that really meet our customers' needs. Electronics are vital to our cars. Meaningful, customer-focused, and tailored electronics will help us to differentiate ourselves from our competitors. Today's cars are rolling computers, and as an example, there are 5,000 semiconductors working in every Audi A8 to guarantee best road holding with our stability management devices, to maintain the best and most efficient performance between engine and gearbox, to support a variety of driving assistance, and to provide high-speed internet access and infotainment services. To make driving even more convenient and efficient, we constantly process an enormous amount of data. Pushing the technical limits and constantly moving them onwards, this is our mission and our passion, every day, every week, every month. For Audi, automotive electronics innovations include all areas of conventional engines where we need control units, our Audi e-tron program with focus on plug-in hybrid technologies, our Audi ultra-lightweight concept which requires a lot of CAD work, and of course, Audi Connect, our comprehensive driving assistance systems. In a few minutes, my colleague Ricky Hudi from Audi Electronics Department will discuss the latest trends in car electronics and give you a deeper dive in assisted driving, connectivity, infotainment, and innovative lighting systems. Among the world's premium car makers, Audi has an excellent reputation as technology leader. This is actually part of our corporate mission, leaping ahead through technology. Speaking about markets, the US is one of our most important regions, which all kinds of geographics, including megacities and enormous distances on highways, a traditional culture of individual mobility, advanced environmental protection, just to name a few ranking among the characteristics of this outstanding market. So we are here to talk about electronics and technology today, and therefore I would like to thank you for the attention and turn it over to Ricky Hudi, Head of Development Electronics in Audi. He will share with you the latest trends in Audi's electronic strategy. Ricky, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Wolfgang. This CES is a very special moment for us. In good tradition, we are showing multiple premieres again. As Wolfgang mentioned before, you can really say today 90% of all innovations in the car are related directly or indirectly to electronics. That makes it especially important for automobile electronics and consumer electronics to gain mutual inspiration. I'm glad to present to you some of the fascinating solutions that this can lead to. Ladies and gentlemen, I will show you now 5 megatrends in this decade around automobile electronics. The connectivity, that means the networking of the car with its surroundings, the human-machine interface, the infotainment systems, the lighting technology, and last but not least, driver assistance up to piloted driving. Let's start with the connectivity. Cars are turning into mobile communication centers. In this decade, the car will be networked seamlessly with the surroundings. With Audi Connect, our models are the perfect mobile devices for the customers. In recent years, we have implemented the current range of Audi Connect services right across the board, from the compact A1 to the large A8. For example, traffic information online, where you get the information about traffic congestion every 3 minutes. Neatly presented, clear routes are shown in green, slow-moving traffic in yellow, and stationary traffic in red. Or our Google Earth navigation online. Not just saved on a DVD, but through a high dynamic online link with resolution down to 30 meters. You can go to Google Street View and see what your destination looks like even before you set off. We don't view iPhones, iPads, smartphones, tablet PCs as a competition to our vehicle. We fuse them together They rationally complement each other. For that reason, we have chosen to employ the technology of a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot to our cars. And as we announced last year, the new Audi A3 is now on the road with the latest and most modern Audi Connect range. The functions and services previously shown have been complemented by several additional features. Facebook and Twitter integration, as well as filtered news, for example, where you can define on your PC at home which news you want to receive. And of course, yes, you can have it all read out to you. Information about gas station prices, picture navigation, text message dictation, and much more beside. And as a further highlight, a data turbo, so to speak, we will also be introducing a fully integrated LTE link for our Audi Connect services in the new Audi A3 this year. Human-machine interface is the second megatrend because at the latest, at this point, we always hear, yes, but surely that all distracts the driver. True. It would be a distraction if we just said, okay, here is your smartphone, we will fit that to the vehicle with some sort of suction pad or bracket, and then you can use it, dear customer. But that isn't how we do things. As I said before, our way is to fuse the world together, the consumer world with the vehicle world, and to realize an optimal integration into the Audi MMI control and display concept. You have voice control, you have touchpad control. We have now become the first car maker in the world to put the touchpad, which we introduced first on the Audi A8, now into the premium compact class in the new Audi A3, in the form of a touch wheel, so that you can enter letters and numbers completely without distraction. And something else, which is very important because it pleases the eye, modern and attractive high-end 3D graphics with an ultra-thin display in iPhone format. Thinner, wider, brighter, higher resolution displays. Yes, there is no doubt that customers want to have the highlights from the consumer world in the car. You are most welcome to take a look at our exhibition stand, where you will see the world's first vehicle with an OLED interior mirror. It's nothing smaller than the car that won the 24-hour race of Le Mans in 2012, the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. With a high dynamic camera with 144 dB dynamic range, an unbelievable perfect display in all the technology, our drivers were enthralled by the view to the rear. Another exhibition highlight is our 3D display for the rear seat entertainment system. This impresses with a brilliant image and spatial impression without the viewer actually needing 3D glasses. A very important element of an automotive HMI is voice control. And the real highlight in showing how easy it is to operate our cars by voice control is our Google Voice activated POI search. Audi is still the only manufacturer to offer customers a Google Voice POI search facility that is available online. With a single command, such online destination and such as steakhouse, seafood restaurant, shopping mall, whatever you want, the system searches the Google database and displays the information optimally presented in the MMI. By the way, this is a very good example how we combine natural language control and powerful cloud computing even today inside our cars. That leads us to the megatrend number 3, the area of infotainment systems. All these new functions are made possible by a revolutionary approach in our electronic architecture. That is why we have introduced the Modular Infotainment Platform, MIP. If you remember last year, I announced together with the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, that NVIDIA will play a strategic role in delivering the MMX board within the MIB. This year, the MIB High, the most advanced infotainment system in the world, is now on the road. Its type of implementation and modular architecture represents a paradigm shift and enables levels of speed and flexibility that never existed before. Although we have just put MIB 1 with Tegra 20 into series production, the MIB 2 with Tegra 30 is already on the starting blocks. As you can see here as an example in using the Tegra series for high-end infotainment system, the usage and the control, the supreme command of the semiconductor technology plays a special role in automotive electronics. Our cars already employ several thousand of these chips. And if you don't understand the semiconductor, you can't possibly understand the source of innovations in electronics. That is why we launched the Audi Progressive Semiconductor Program last year, a strategy that puts our relationships and collaboration with the world's leading semiconductor suppliers on a completely new level. If you understand and command the semiconductor, you have the key to the innovation, because every single innovation in the vehicle electronics starts with the semiconductor. To understand that properly from pre-launch to the launch, from application to lifetime support, to command it and to network it all together, this is the objective of the Audi PSCP. Another world-first innovation within the area of infotainment that we will soon be introducing to our vehicles is 3D sound. Sound needs space. That is why Audi has developed a technology that acoustically transforms the vehicle interior into a new dimension. This technology, which can currently be experienced in cinemas and living rooms, realizes a third dimension in addition to the familiar 5.1 surround sound, 8. Together with the Fraunhofer Institute for Integrated Circuits in Erlangen, Germany, Audi has developed it for the use in the vehicle interior. And together with Bang & Olufsen, our long-lasting partner for high-end sound system for many years, we have integrated this technology in the Audi Q7 sound concept. Its heart is a multi-channel amplifier with 23 loudspeakers and an output of 1,400 watts. 4 of these speakers are special 3D loudspeakers located in the area of the roof pillars. To experience this new sound system at our exhibition stand, together with Warner, we have produced the new trailer for the movie Iron Man 3, which will be released in US cinemas in May in this new sound format. Let's have a look at it.
You experience things, and then they're over.
Lesson number 1. Heroes. There is no such thing.
I think, ladies, at this point, I'm sure you have got enough appetite to try this by yourself at our booths. Lighting technology in the vehicle is mega trend number 4 and has advanced dramatically in recent years. And Audi is a clear leader in bringing this technology as a first into the cars. We were pioneers in the field of daytime running lights. All our vehicles can be clearly and strikingly recognized by them. Full LED headlights represent a field of technology in which Audi is ahead of the competition for many years. Since the first launch in the Audi R8 high-performance sport car, we have introduced full LED systems in all our models, and they are now even available in the premium compact class in the new Audi A3 series. The lights have been given dynamic functions, the so-called adaptive lighting control. With the product upgrading of the Audi R8, we have also put another world first on the road, the so-called sweeping direction indicator, with which the vehicle is seen in form of a signature. How LED technology is successfully applied in motorsport is demonstrated also by our R18 e-tron Quattro. It's all LED headlights with a sensational performance of 5,000 lumen, turns the night into day for this gentleman here. The light of the future is fully electronic and intelligent, and that is our Audi Matrix LED headlight. For anybody who is not familiar with it, the Audi Matrix LED headlight is actually a high beam headlight that you can drive with all the time without blending anybody. Audi will be the first car manufacturer in the world to introduce Matrix LED headlight in the market in this year. All these fascinating lighting innovations you can see on our exhibition stand in the live demo. Megatrend number 5, and a further significant trend in this decade, are driver assistance systems. They make driving simpler and safer. Audi already has a highly extensive portfolio in this area. To illustrate this using in an A8 as an example would be one side of the coin. With the new Audi A3, we demonstrate that these systems are now present in the premium compact class. With the exception of night vision and the head-up display, the new Audi A3 has got everything that a modern Audi A8 also has. Adaptive cruise control with stop and go up to 200 and down to 0, traffic sign recognition, park assist for parallel or transverse parking, side assist, lane assist, adaptive light and rear view cameras. These systems are closely networked and lend the vehicle already a very high level of intelligence. And this is already a good base for the next step of piloted driving. Our vision of piloted driving reads, whenever I don't want to drive, I allow myself to be driven, in traffic jams or when parking. And when I just want to have fun, and that will not change in the future, then I drive myself. That is our vision of piloted driving. Why don't we speak of autonomous driving? We speak of piloted driving because, like in an airplane, ultimate responsibility rests with the pilot, or in the vehicle with the driver. Last year, we presented our vision of piloted driving and piloted parking with this computer animation. This year, we have implemented both systems in real vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to announce that Audi is the first car manufacturer in the world who got a license from the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles to test autonomous vehicles. And as a world premiere, we show piloted driving on the road and in real cars here in Las Vegas on the Interstate I-15 and piloted parking at a hotel location. How close we are with the implementation into serious production. It's no longer a matter of showing that the car can drive piloted from A to B. We have already demonstrated it. But all these vehicles have something in common. They have huge towers of sensor on the roof, and the luggage compartment is full with computer structures. That means that the next steps in the years ahead will be characterized by how now we put these things into the embedded world of the vehicle, and how we are going to develop this into serious production technology. On the one hand, there is a three-dimensional perception of the complete environment. Today, we have an extremely large number of sensors on the board. Side assist with short-range radar, ultrasonic parking sensors, top-view systems, image processing, night visions, and radar sensors. Here we are working on developing the next generation of a truly high-performance image processing systems, and we are developing a laser scanner that monitors the surroundings, especially horizontal to the sides and the relevant distances. And when you compare this size in this dimension. This is a B sample. With all the other cars you see with the sensors on the roof, you can see how close Audi is to serious implementation. And this enables the vehicles to store a three-dimensional map of its surroundings. In other words, the vehicle monitors its surroundings in three dimensions. Z is the sensor side. What effect does this have on development on the control units? We are coming from autonomous systems which, even they are networked, still compromise individual control units. That will be developed further with the park assist system for the parking functions and with the adaptive cruise control with the traffic jam assistant for the cruise control functions. But the goal is definitely the high-level integration of piloted parking and piloted driving. To this end, we are developing a so-called central driver assistance unit that will have the performance of the complete electronic architecture of an existing Audi A4. This is the A sample, and when it goes to mass production, it will have at least half of the dimensions. And all the computing PC systems you see in piloted or autonomous driving cars in the trunk today will be replaced by that. And with this truly powerful high-performance system with unprecedented computing capacity, we will take our path toward the embedded world, toward piloted parking and driving. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, beside all the visions, one thing still remains important for Audi. When I want to have fun, I drive by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, let me summarize the megatrends in automotive electronics in this decade. With Audi Connect, our vehicles will be seamlessly networked with the internet, the owner, the infrastructure, and other vehicles. Innovative technologies from the consumer electronics enables a new dimension of control and display concept. With the MIV High, the most advanced infotainment system in the world is going into production. Its type of implementation and modular architecture represents a paradigm shift and enables levels of speed and flexibility that never existed before. Close cooperation with the semiconductor manufacturers is a key factor for creating innovations. With 3D sound, Audi is putting a new dimension in sound into the car for the very first time. The future lighting will be fully electronic and characterized by the most advanced Audi Matrix LED technology, headlight technology, and piloted driving will become reality in this decade. Thank you very much for your attention, and now I'm glad to hand over to my colleague, to Scott Keogh, President of Audi of America, to give you an overview to the perspective of the market.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Well, it's an absolute personal honor for me to share this stage with these absolute automotive innovators here at CES. And perhaps more proud, of course, to call them Audi colleagues as well. Now, you just heard them describe concepts that aren't vague outlines of some distant, hypothetical future. These technologies are within the reach of Audi and soon, more importantly, Audi customers. All of this, of course, means very little to me unless this technology can attract a customer. And that's precisely what we have been doing here in the States. In fact, in America, Audi has been on a roll. We've been setting annual sales records for the last 3 years. Extremely hard to believe that just 7 years ago, American luxury car buyers ranked Audi as their 7th choice when they were shopping for a luxury car. And believe me, from very, very first-hand experience, that is absolutely not a place you want to be if you want to be successful. Today, in the marketplace, Audi is the second most cross-shopped luxury car in America. And through it all, and perhaps more importantly, this allowed us to get a price premium in the marketplace. Average transaction prices for Audis in America have gone up over $10,000 in the last 4 years. This speaks to the fact that customers are embracing, paying for, and celebrating this technology. So if you try to take a look, what is the secret sauce? What are the elements that make this happen? And in my mind, there's really three very simple ones. First, it's happened by standing out clearly as a brand of high design. Whether you look at the stunning lines of the Audi A7 or the progressive look of the Audi retail centers that are opening up across America, the look of Audi has become really unmistakable. Second, and many of the things that Ricky has laid out, it has happened by standing as a brand of absolute high technology. If you look at two very simple examples, Audi was so far ahead in the field of automotive LED lighting that it now stands as a real badge of identification for our cars, and more importantly, for our base of growing customers. The technology in this lighting, of course, saves fuel, it allows for more beautiful designs, and improves safety. Another very clear example, as Audi approached the challenge of making our cars more connected, it insisted on solutions that worked harmoniously with the enjoyment of driving. And if you looked at Audi Connect, we integrated Wi-Fi so it powers the systems throughout the car, like world-exclusive access to Google Earth, Google Voice Search, and Google Street View for the best overall navigation package in the industry.